dreams that built a future. The village of Sundale lay at the edge of a vast plain, surrounded by distant mountains and fields that shimmered gold under the sun. It was a simple place where most families lived modestly, working the land or crafting goods by hand. Life was steady, predictable, and for many, dreams were limited to survival and small pleasures. But for Thomas Hale, a boy born into a family of farmers, the world was bigger than Sundale. Even as a child, he imagined cities filled with towering buildings, bustling streets, and schools where knowledge flowed like a river. He dreamed of becoming an engineer, of designing bridges, buildings, and machines that could improve people's lives. Thomas knew that the path would not be easy. His family barely earned enough to feed themselves, and education beyond the village was a luxury they could not afford. Yet he carried a fire in his heart, a determination that refused to let circumstances dictate his future. Every morning, Thomas rose before sunrise. He helped his parents tend to the farm, feeding animals, watering crops, and repairing fences, and then rushed to the tiny village school. The school had few resources, cracked desks, limited books, and a single teacher struggling to inspire a room full of restless children. But Thomas absorbed everything he could. He read every book he could find, borrowed old manuals from passing travelers, and even fashioned simple experiments using scraps from the farm. He studied geometry by measuring the angles of roofs and fences, and physics by observing water flow in the streams. To him, the world was a classroom, and every challenge was a lesson. By the time he was 16, Thomas's talent had begun to shine. He designed a simple irrigation system for the village fields that saved water and increased crop yields. The villagers were amazed, and even the teacher, Mr. Langley, remarked, "Thomas, your mind sees possibilities that many adults would overlook." Thomas smiled, but he knew the real challenge lay ahead. To pursue his dream of becoming an engineer, he would need to leave Sundale for the city, a place foreign, expensive, and intimidating. His parents were supportive, but worried. "It's not safe," his mother said, "and it will not be easy." Thomas nodded. "I know, but I have to try. Dreams build the future, and I can't let this one slip away." The journey to the city was daunting. Thomas arrived with little money, carrying only a satchel of books and a heart full of hope. The city was overwhelming, crowded streets, towering buildings, and people rushing in every direction. He found lodging in a small, shared room above a bakery, and spent his days working odd jobs to pay for school fees. Each day was a struggle. He delivered newspapers before dawn, swept streets in the afternoon, and studied late into the night by candlelight. Many nights, exhaustion threatened to overwhelm him. There were moments when he considered giving up, when the voice of doubt whispered, "Maybe you were never meant for this. Maybe your dream is too big." But Thomas remembered the fields of Sundale, the lessons of hard work, and the fire in his heart. He repeated to himself, "Dreams build a future. Keep going, one step at a time." In school, Thomas faced another challenge, competition. Many students came from wealthy families with access to tutors, resources, and connections. Thomas, however, had none of that. He often sat quietly in the back, listening, absorbing, and learning with relentless determination. One professor, noticing his diligence, approached him. "Thomas," she said, "I can see you work harder than anyone else here. But talent alone is not enough. You must also believe in yourself and never fear failure." Thomas nodded, feeling a new kind of strength. "I will not give up," he promised, "no matter how hard it gets." Over the next few years, Thomas faced failures. His first design for a bridge was rejected by the city's engineering committee. A mechanical prototype he had labored over failed during testing. Rejection letters arrived in stacks, and criticism stung sharply. Each time, he felt the weight of disappointment. But he never quit. He analyzed his mistakes, learned from them, and tried again. Each failure was a lesson, each setback a stepping stone. Slowly, his skills grew sharper, his designs more innovative, and his confidence stronger. The voice inside him, the one that said, "Try again," became his guiding force. It reminded him that success is not immediate, but earned through perseverance, effort, and unwavering belief in one's vision. By the age of 25, Thomas's persistence began to pay off. A city official noticed his designs for a water distribution system that could improve efficiency and reduce waste. Impressed, he offered Thomas a chance to implement it. It was a monumental task, one that required coordination with laborers, engineers, and local authorities. There were skeptics, people who doubted that a boy from a small village could manage such a project. But Thomas faced every challenge with determination, planning carefully, and motivating his team with positivity, patience, and purpose. Months of hard work culminated in success. The water distribution system functioned flawlessly, improving the lives of thousands of city residents. Thomas's name began to circulate, and recognition followed. But what mattered most to him was not fame. It was the knowledge that his dreams, nurtured by determination and hard work, had built a better future. With his growing reputation, Thomas was able to establish a small engineering firm focused on sustainable projects. He hired young people from small towns, students with potential but limited resources, giving them guidance, mentorship, and opportunities he had once longed for. He often spoke to them about his journey. Success, he would say, is not about luck. It's about determination, perseverance, and the refusal to let failure define you. Dreams may start small, but they can build a future far beyond what you can imagine. One young engineer asked, "But how did you keep going when everything seemed impossible?" Thomas smiled. "I reminded myself of Sundale, of the fields I tended as a boy, of the nights I studied by candlelight. I listened to the voice inside me that said, 'Try again.' Every failure became a lesson, every challenge a stepping stone. And slowly, step by step, I built the future I dreamed of." Years passed, and Thomas's work transformed entire communities. Bridges, water systems, and buildings he designed brought progress and hope to cities and villages alike. People began to see him as a symbol, a man who rose from humble beginnings, who never let obstacles extinguish his vision. But despite his success, Thomas remained grounded. He returned often to Sundale, helping his village with sustainable farming, schools, and basic infrastructure. He wanted children to understand that dreams, when paired with determination, could break the chains of circumstance. On a visit to the village school, he addressed a group of students. "Look around you," he said, gesturing to the fields and the mountains. "This is your world. You may face challenges, poverty, lack of resources, or setbacks, but those challenges do not define you. Your dreams do. And with determination, patience, and perseverance, you can build a future far beyond what you imagine." The students listened intently, their eyes shining with inspiration. For many, Thomas was proof that success is earned, not given, and that dreams are the seeds of progress. One evening, after a long day supervising a new bridge construction, Thomas walked through the city streets, reflecting on his journey. He remembered the young boy who had tended crops at sunrise, studied by candlelight, and dared to dream beyond Sundale. He remembered every failure, every rejection, and every night of doubt. And he realized that each step, each effort, each setback had been essential in shaping the future he now helped create. Thomas smiled, thinking of all the young people he had mentored, all the communities his work had impacted. Dreams, he understood, were not just personal. They were the foundation upon which others could build. Determination transforms vision into reality, and reality, in turn, shapes the future for generations to come. Years later, Thomas was honored with an award for his contributions to engineering and sustainable development. Standing before a packed auditorium, he addressed the crowd. "I grew up in a small village with little money, few resources, and endless obstacles. But I had a dream that seemed impossible at times. I failed countless times, faced rejection, and wondered if I could continue. But I listened to the voice inside me that said, 'Try again.' I kept walking, step by step, learning from every mistake, and never losing hope. And today, I stand here not just for myself, but for every dreamer who refuses to give up." Remember, your dreams, nurtured by determination, can build a future far beyond what you imagine. The crowd erupted in applause. Young and old, rich and poor, students and professionals alike, they were inspired. Thomas's journey reminded them that success is not accidental. It is the result of relentless effort, unwavering hope, and the courage to keep moving forward. That night, Thomas returned to Sundale. The village had grown too, inspired by his example. Schools were improved, fields flourished, and children dreamed bigger than ever before. Standing on a hilltop, he watched the sun set over the plains, feeling a profound sense of fulfillment. He understood that dreams are not simply wishes. They are blueprints for the future, shaped by determination, action, and resilience. And for every challenge life presented, there was always a path forward, illuminated by hope, perseverance, and unwavering belief. Thomas Hale had started as a boy with nothing but ambition and courage. But through determination, hard work, and faith in his dreams, he had built a future, not just for himself, but for countless others. And in every child who dared to dream, he saw the reflection of the journey that had defined his life. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below. I'll see you in the next video.